Hi everyone, and welcome to this Magical Creatures Collab tutorial. And this is a collaboration with Alex from PolyMomoT and Amy from Little Surprises YouTube. And they're going to show you how to make this beautiful phoenix and adorable little fairy, so I'll link them both below. And I'm going to be showing you how to make this little fox spirit or kitsune, and also these little foxfires. And so let's begin. So first you're just going to take some clay for the fox's body, and I'm using white clay, but you can also use any other color that you like. So just take a small piece and roll it into a ball. And so now I'm just bringing out a point for the nose, so just rolling one in to make it pointy, and then pinching and smoothing the nose to give it the shape, and then just pushing it back on itself like this, so that it's slightly upturned. And now for the ears, we're going to take a smaller ball of clay, make it into a diamond shape and then flatten it down, and then cut it in half, and then attach each of these as the ears. I'm just using a needle tool to attach them together. And smoothing out all the harsh lines with a color shaper. And this is what it looks like. And now for the tufts inside the ear, just take an even smaller ball of clay, flatten it down, cut it in half, and then cut out some triangles to give it a jagged edge. And do the same for both. And then you can place them in front of the ear and then just smooth them down using your needle tool. And you can also redefine some lines in the tufts to give it some texture, and just repeat with the other side. And so it looks like this. Now for the body, just take a small ball of clay, make it into a log with a slight point, and then push this point back on itself to make the neck. And then cut the tip off like this, and use your needle tool to make a hole. And then also make a hole in the bottom of the head where you want to attach it. And then take some translucent liquid Sculpey and place it on a small piece of wire. And then press this into the head. And then add some more TLS and attach the body onto it as well. And then just use your needle tool to fix them together. And I'm also just using a color shaper to smooth it out. And this is what he looks like. Now taking two small balls of clay, roll them out into logs, and these are going to be for the legs. You can pinch and bend the tips to make them into paw shapes, like this, and then cut them diagonally in half, and attach each of the limbs to the body, and use your needle tool to fix them together. And once again going over with the silicone shaper to smooth out all the harsh lines. And just repeat the process with the hind legs. So that he looks like this. And now instead of an eye pin, I'm going to be using this pink wire that Abora-chan uses for her charms. So what I'm doing is just cutting a small section and then wrapping it around some needle nose pliers to give it a curved shape. And then just cutting off the extra so that it's a U shape, and then making two holes, one in the back and one in the neck where I'd like to insert it, and then just pressing it in. Like this. And now for the tail, take several balls of white clay and roll them out into logs with a pointed end, and then bend this point back on itself so that it makes a kind of S shape, and do this with all the pieces. And then you can just fit them together into a bunch like this. And reshape any of the tail ends as you like. And then just cut off the place where they all connect. And make a hole. And then using some TLS on a small piece of wire, you can just attach this to the back of the body. And then just use your needle tool to smooth these pieces together. And as you can see, he can stand. And And this is what he looks like. So now I'm just taking some red clay for the collar and roll it out into a thin snake, and then just cut a section that you can use, and then just wrap it around the neck. And attach it, cutting off the excess. I lost a little bit of footage here, but I think you get the idea. I'm now taking a small ball of gold clay, just roll it into a snake and then roll it back on itself into a coil. And this is going to be for the necklace pendant. I'm just using some TLS to attach it to the necklace. And so this is what it looks like. And now your kitsune is ready to bake, so just keep it aside. Take a ball of translucent clay. I'm using blue here because I like the idea of blue foxfire. And then just flatten it down and pinch the tip so it becomes a raindrop shape, and then shape it like this. And then using a small needle tool and then a bigger needle tool, you can make a hole in it so that you can put a jump ring through. And I made 2 of these. And now you're ready to bake. So go ahead and bake this for the recommended time on your packet. Now using some very dark brown paint, almost black, I'm going to paint on the eyes. So just make a small curved line from the nose going up towards the ears, and just do this on both sides. And this is what he looks like. And now while that's drying, I'm just going to take some white paint and paint on the details of the foxfire. So I just made a spiral going from the center out towards the outer edge. And then 3 little white triangles on top. Like this. And now for the kitsune, I'm just painting some markings on the head. So 2 little dots like eyebrows just above the eyes. And then also the nose, so a small triangular shape on the nose. And now I'm just painting some red circles on the outer tips of the eyes. So it looks like this. And I'm also painting a lotus on the side of the kitsune, so just 3 little petal shapes next to each other like this. And then using the brown paint again, I'm just going to paint on the paws and also the tips of the tails. And also the tips of the ears. And once this is dry, you can turn it over to paint the same details on the other side. So the tips of the tails. And the ears. And also the paws. And once again the 3 petals to make a lotus on the side of the kitsune. Now using some Mod Podge dimensional magic, I'm going to make these foxfire charms look glassy and shiny. So what I did was just apply it with a skewer like this all over, and then wait for it to dry and do the same to the other side. This is completely optional, you can just glaze them as well, it will give a very similar effect. And once the paint is dry, you can go ahead and glaze it however you like, and now you're all done. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out Amy and Alex's magical creatures tutorials, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye!
I turn my head to the sky, focus one thought at a time. I do not like the little things under my tongue.